now, as you can see, it's really easy. I've been doing this with him for years. So one, he already knows the route that we always take for the walks, and he just likes to do a little exploring. Welcome back to my channel. It's Herman, and Jean this time will be a special guest star of this episode. You might be wondering why I'm explaining how to train a cat in a YouTube channel that's really meant for travel. And it's actually a pretty easy answer. Recently I took a trip to Savannah, Georgia, where I took my cat Jean with me, and had I not trained him prior to going on this trip to walk on a leash, and also just being around other people, being outside, there's no way I could have really taken him and had a good time as we did. This is also a reaction video to me taking him to Fort Pulaski outside of Savannah, Georgia. The reaction that everybody had was just, they were wondering how is that even possible? How can you even train a cat to do this? So this is hopefully if anybody was there that day, I really hope that you are seeing this video and you'll have your answer in detail. The other reason is that if you ever have to move houses or move to a different state or anything like that, training your cat prior to this is going to make it significantly easier for you, because they're already prepared. They already know kind of what to do. There may be some things that are new, but if you do have to introduce something new, it's not going to be as impactful if you already got them used to it. So now I'm going to hook you guys up with my 5-step process that I used about 7 years ago to train him to be a small dog that meows. And with this, I think it'll help you as well and reduce the time that it will take trying to figure it out, from scratch. So let's get started. First thing, above all else, you're gonna need treats. You gotta reward them somehow. You gotta bribe them a little bit. In his case, he's a big fatty, so treat. Okay. First thing is just getting them used to the harness. See, the first few times after putting on the harness, the only thing you want to do is just have them wear it, and just walking around the house, just nothing in particular, not doing anything, and not attaching the leash behind it. That way they get accustomed to just having something around them, and something a little bit constricting, but not too constricting. In my case, the harness that I offer him is actually a dog harness because of the size of this cat. This is a very large cat. Normally, a lot of cats are under 10 pounds. He's 18 pounds, so I had to get him something a little bigger. But normally you can find harnesses that are more specific for cats that might work a little better than this one. In his case, he's used to it already, but this is to give you an idea. You want to just get an actual body harness, not just a collar, like you would like you see with a lot of dogs. And this could be probably a process that will take you about a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks, of just having them getting used to it. And then you'll see them at first wobbling a little bit, but after a little while, it becomes second nature to them. And so he knows he's gonna go for a walk soon. Next, it's simply just getting them used to having a leash. Similar to how I was explaining with the harness, you want to just get them used to having a leash. Even though you don't necessarily have to pull them or anything, just having it around though, this will get them used to having something that's pulling away from them. And little by little, same thing, they're going to get used to this. It'll probably take about a week and a half as well, similar time frame as if it is with the harness. But afterwards, then you can actually take it to the next step. See, the next step now is actually just to take them outside in the front yard, just getting them used to being outside on a leash. At first they might be a little bit apprehensive. Like today, he actually is being apprehensive because yesterday we got caught in the rain a little bit while I was taking him out for a walk, so he's a little bit afraid today. But similar to the other the other two processes, it's going to be the same thing. It's probably going to be about a week, 2 weeks. Some cats may get it instantly and not have any problems. Other cats may take a little bit longer, and you're going to have to work with them, be patient, and just might take a month or longer. But little by little, they'll get used to it, and it'll be second nature to them. And the last step is really just start taking him out a little bit further. Again, he's used to it already, so he's already accustomed to walking on a leash, and he's not really apprehensive about this process at all. Little by little, you can extend the range that you go to, let them lead at the beginning. With cats, you can't really tell them where to go. You have to convince them where to go. It's not like dogs. They're not going to just follow you blindly. So you have to be, again, patient with them and convince them, okay, this is where you want to go, rather than this is where I want to go and you're coming with me. So you have to do a little reverse psychology with them. And also very important, you have to let them make their stops, smell the plants, eat some of the grass, and they'll enjoy the whole process of going out for a walk, similarly just like you would with a dog. And that way it really convinces them that they do want to go outside, they do want to check out what is outside of the door, rather than just staying inside watching cat TV out the window all day. Now, as you can see, it's really easy. I've been doing this with him for years. So one, he already knows the route that we always take for the walks, and he just likes to do a little bit exploring. Because he also knows the route, it's really easy to guide him along, because he knows where to go, and I don't really even have to tell him where to go. So this is probably the best way to getting them used to it. Right, Gene? You know how the process goes? Sometimes he might stop like this, but that's normal. And sometimes he gets a little spooked and starts running. Another note is that they love ledges. And just like that, he knows it's time to come back home. Say bye, Gene. After coming inside, and after giving him treats, this is usually the aftermath, he'll lay down for a while and go to sleep. And lick himself too, of course. The final consideration that you have to take into account when doing this, and this is, I would almost say, step 6, but this really overlaps across all my 5-step process, is that you have to be consistent in every step. So if you just do it once a week or once a month, they're never going to get comfortable with it. You have to do it about 3 times a week. That was the 3 times the charm. That's what worked for me with Gene. If you do it every day, they might even get it even faster. But that's the key: consistency, consistency, consistency. If you don't do it, if you don't have the patience to do it, it's never going to happen. But if you do, they're going to do it, and you're going to love it. Well, the last step in this process is the longest, and is going to be the one that takes them the most getting used to, simply because that's where they have to really be willing to go outside their comfort zone and go outside and either try to follow you, and also just as you also getting to know your cat a little bit better and knowing how to convince them that it is in their benefit to go out. In my case, my cat, by doing so, he lost 4 pounds, which is the equivalent of about 60 pounds in human weight. So that is a monumental amount of weight, and so I think it's really good for him from his fitness level. He's got to get his cardio in too. Yeah, they all do. So I hope you like this video. I hope you found it useful. Subscribe, leave a like and a comment down below. And if you have any questions and would like to see more videos like this, let me know. So, until next time.